is a military tank pulling a plow in the field?
It's actually a retired tank repurposed into a powerful tractor, showing that heavy military gear can also be used for agriculture.
What is that red machine doing to the soil?
It's an automated soil digger that efficiently loosens and turns the hard ground, saving hours of manual labor for planting.
What happens to the corn kernels inside that green machine?
They are quickly ground into a fine cornmeal that automatically flows into a sack, making it ready to be used for animal feed or cooking.
Why is this tractor shooting out fire and burning the area around the crops?
That is a flame weeding technique used to quickly destroy unwanted weeds without using harmful chemicals.
How do farmers harvest thousands of carrots at once without damaging them?
They use a special harvesting machine that pulls the carrots straight from the ground, cleans off the dirt, and neatly lines them up on a conveyor belt.
What is the function of this large metal cylinder being pulled by the tractor?
That tool is an automatic bed former, used to shape and smooth out soil mounds so they are ready for neat planting.
How does this machine separate the cabbages from their stalks in such a large field?
This tractor is equipped with an automatic cutter underneath that chops the cabbage heads and moves them up a conveyor belt into a storage bed.
Why is this green grass being tightly wrapped in white plastic into a square shape?
This process is done by a silage baler and wrapper to compress and preserve the livestock feed, keeping it fresh and nutritious for a long time.
What is this tractor doing with the electric sparks?
It is an electric weeding machine that uses high voltage to eliminate weeds without chemicals.
Why are those people lying down while working in the field?
They are using a weeding bed trailer, which allows workers to comfortably pull weeds by hand without straining their backs.
How are those potatoes coming out of the ground so fast?
That's a potato harvester, a machine designed to dig up, shake off the dirt, and lay the potatoes out neatly.
What is this machine planting in the muddy field?
It's a rice transplanter, automated machinery that quickly and precisely plants rice seedlings into the soil.
How does this machine harvest and process the crops all at once?
This is a combine harvester, which cuts the rice stalks, separates the grain, and loads it directly into a truck.
What is that shaking machine doing to the fruit tree?
It is a mechanical tree shaker that gently shakes the trunk so the ripe plums fall into the collecting tarp below.
Wow, look at that giant tractor. What is it hauling?
That's a powerful quadrant tractor pulling a heavy-duty beet harvester to dig up crops efficiently.
What is this red machine doing in the orchard?
It is a mechanical harvester, brushing and collecting fallen apples from the ground.
yellow wheel spinning on the field?
That is a rotary hay rake used to gather cut grass into neat rows for baling.
What is the tractor doing to the soil?
It is pulling a specialized planter to create precise ridges and sow seeds in the field.
Why does this massive tractor have tracks instead of wheels?
It uses rubber tracks to get better traction and prevent sinking into the muddy, heavy soil.
What is that massive machine doing?
It's a forage harvester chopping up corn and instantly loading it into a tractor's trailer to make silage.
How does this compact harvester handle the corn?
It strips the corn ears straight from the stalks and drops them right into the attached trailer.
Is that a remote-controlled mower cutting weeds?
Yes, it's a smart robotic mower effortlessly clearing tall weeds between the trees.
What is this high-clearance vehicle spraying?
It's a specialized agricultural sprayer applying liquid fertilizer or protectant evenly across the crop rows.
What kind of crop is this large combine harvester reaping?
It is harvesting a vast field of wheat and transferring the clean grain into a large truck.
Why does this Fendt tractor look so powerful?
It is equipped with oversized heavy-duty tires and a front bumper system built for demanding agricultural tasks.
Is that a modified two-wheel tractor pull?
Yes, it is a custom-built walk-behind tractor with a sporty exhaust and wide racing wheels pulling a wooden cart.
What is that unique machine doing in the middle of the tall sugarcane field?
It is a specialized harvester cutting through the thick crops effortlessly with its rotating blades.
How does this clever tool help with gardening and planting?
It makes transferring young seedlings easy by digging a perfect hole and picking up the plant without damaging the roots.
Why is that long flat blade attached to the grass trimmer?
It is designed to clear large areas of thick weeds and grass, quickly in a smooth, sweeping motion.
How does this walking tractor make harvesting potatoes so fast?
It digs up the soil and separates the potatoes, leaving them cleanly on the surface for easy collecting.
What is that big green tractor doing in the field?
It's pulling a modern cultivator to clear out weeds and loosen the soil between rows of young corn plants.
What is that hydraulic arm doing to the massive concrete wall?
It's an excavator equipped with a hydraulic breaker, hammering away to demolish the old structure.
What is that small tracked machine with the spinning red attachment?
It's a mini crawler tractor using a rotary ditcher to dig smooth, clean trenches in the soil.
Why is that large drone flying so low over the empty field?
It's an agricultural spraying drone, designed to efficiently coat the crops or soil with liquid fertilizer or protectants.
that unique red machine doing in the green field?
It's an automatic shallot harvester that efficiently pulls up the plants, trims the roots, and neatly collects the shallot bulbs into bags.
How do they harvest so many tomatoes at once?
They use a large mechanical tomato harvester that gently separates the ripe red tomatoes from the vines and transfers them directly into large crates.
What is that vehicle doing in the muddy field?
It's a specialized rice transplanter that lays down a protective black plastic sheet while simultaneously planting young rice seedlings through it.
What is that big red machine doing in the golden field?
It's a combine harvester, quickly cutting and gathering the rice during harvest season.
How does the farmer water all those vegetable rows so evenly?
He uses a long, connected pipe attached to a water pump to spray the crops all at once.
Why is that tractor kicking up so much dust behind it?
It is pulling a modern seeder machine that prepares the soil and plants seeds at the same time.
Is that a normal tractor working in the cornfield?
No, that's a massive, multifunctional agricultural vehicle designed to handle heavy-duty harvesting and planting.
How does the machine separate the potatoes from the dirt so easy?
The tractor pulls a specialized digger that shakes off the soil and leaves a clean pile of potatoes on the ground.
What is that blue tractor spraying high into the air?
It's a forage harvester, chopping green corn plants and shooting them out to be collected for animal feed.
How does that small machine help in the tea plantation?
It's a compact mini-tiller that easily loosens the soil between narrow rows of crops.
Why are those people sitting on the back of the red machine with long sticks?
They are feeding cassava stalks into a semi-automatic planter that cuts and plants them into the soil.
What are those farmers doing in the middle of the lake?
They are harvesting rice planted on floating rafts using a specially modified combine harvester. It's a clever way to farm in flood-prone areas.
How do you harvest so many sweet potatoes so quickly?
You use a tractor-drawn sweet potato harvester. It digs them up, separates the soil, and leaves them neatly lined up on the ground.
How does a modern carrot harvester work?
It pulls the carrots straight out of the ground by their leaves, cuts the tops off, and transfers them directly into a moving truck.
Is that a train plowing a field?
Not quite. That's a classic steam-powered tractor from the old days, showing off its massive power by pulling a huge multi-blade plow.
Can that small machine really clear all those thick weeds?
Absolutely. That diesel walk-behind tractor is tough enough to chop through heavy wild plants and prep the soil for planting.
Is it safe to feed those long tree branches into that machine?
Yes, if you use a powerful wood chipper, it shreds thick branches and leaves instantly into small wood chips, which are perfect for mulch or compost.